There's a war going on, quiet, invisible, brutal. Not out there, in here, behind your eyes, beneath your skin. Every morning it begins again. The war between who you are and who you could be. And most days people lose. Not because they're weak, but because they're distracted. Drowned by noise, numbed by comfort, nurtured by excuses. They call it life. I call it surrender. But not you. You don't get to drift. You don't get to coast. You don't get to wait around for signs from the sky. You were built to shape the sky. You were born to push back against gravity until gravity breaks. You feel that tightness in your chest, that restless tension that never goes away? That's not anxiety. That's your future screaming at you to move. And if you don't, you're the one who will suffocate it. Forget motivation. Forget inspiration. You don't need to be moved. You need to move. Get off your knees. This isn't a rehearsal. This isn't a simulation. This is it. And you will never feel fully ready. Because the real ones start before they're prepared. They jump while everyone else is still reading the manual. They bet on themselves while everyone else is asking for permission. Mindset is not decoration. It's armor. You either walk through fire with it or burn without it. If your thoughts don't serve your mission, destroy them. Cut the rope. Kill the echo of doubt before it builds a home in your head. You cannot afford hesitation. You cannot afford softness. The world is not interested in almost. It rewards the unreasonable, the relentless, the obsessed. An obsession? That's not madness. It's focus at full volume. It's clarity that drowns out fear. It's hunger with teeth. You want to change your life? Don't change everything. Change one thing. Your standard. Raise it. Then raise it again. And refuse to drop it even when no one's watching. Especially when no one's watching. That's the part no one teaches you the secret. Discipline is private. Mastery is invisible. The real transformation happens in silence. You don't need more information, you need ignition. Set yourself on fire with purpose so hot it burns the lies off your identity. Your past, irrelevant. Your mistakes, training. Your doubt, fuel. You're not here to be realistic. You're here to be radical. To dismantle the expectations that shrink you and replace them with something unshakable. Something that breathes like a machine and moves like a storm. People think clarity means knowing everything. It doesn't. Clarity means knowing what to ignore, knowing what to shut out, knowing what to shut down. Most people can't see their future because their minds are full of static. They keep chasing more when what they need is less. Fewer voices, fewer distractions, fewer crutches. You want clarity? Then clean house. Burn the noise to the ground and stand still long enough to hear the signal rise from the ashes. Vision is the most dangerous thing you can possess. Not because it's fragile, because it's unstoppable. A human with vision is a threat to the entire system. Because when you can see what doesn't yet exist and act like it's already real, nothing can touch you. The failures bounce off. The critics dissolve. You're not here. You're already there. And your actions? They start pulling the future toward you like gravity flipped direction. That's the pull you feel. That tension, that friction, that internal unrest, that's your future trying to rip you out of your comfort zone. That's your next level punching through the walls of your current life. Most people resist it. They numb it. They call it stress. But it's not stress, it's signal. It's instruction. And if you're sharp enough, honest enough, hungry enough, you'll follow it. Purpose isn't found. It's forged in fire, in friction, in the decisions that make your voice shake. If it doesn't scare you, it's not purpose, it's preference. And preferences don't change the world. You don't get to live soft and die proud. You want meaning? Earn it. By doing the things that make your lungs burn and your hands bleed and your doubts scream. Purpose lives in that place past, the edge of comfort, deep in the trench of repetition. Repetition is the hammer. Discipline is the strike. And you are the one holding the handle. Most people build lives that look good in pictures and feel hollow in silence. But you're not here to perform, you're here to produce. Not to impress, but to impact. And impact demands sacrifice. It demands you say no 1,000 times for the one thing that truly matters. It demands you walk away from what's fine and run toward what's rare. It demands isolation, rejection, even failure. But it pays in freedom. You want freedom? Then bleed for it. Sacrifice comfort, Sacrifice ego, sacrifice safety. Because freedom doesn't come from having less to lose it. It comes from becoming someone who can't be stopped. Someone who bends without breaking. Someone who adapts without apologizing. Someone who has burned the map and still walks forward. Flexibility isn't weakness. It's warfare. It's strategy. It's choosing to shift the method but never the mission. If the road disappears, you build your own. If the door is locked, you melt the hinges. You don't get discouraged. You get dangerous, fluid, focused, ferocious. And when the hits command they will, you don't whine. You don't shrink. You absorb, adjust, and strike again. Resilience isn't rebounding. It's advancing while bleeding. It's showing up broken and still building. It's refusing to let pain interrupt the process. Because process is everything. Not the prize, the process. That daily war between who you were and who you will become. So ask yourself, are you earning it? Are you shaping hours or wasting them? Are you building discipline or bargaining with it? Are you focused on your edge or feeding your excuses? Because the clock isn't waiting. Your future isn't waiting. The work is calling in this time. You answer like your life depends on it. Because it does. You've wasted enough time trying to feel ready. Ready is a myth built by people who never started. They talk, they prepare, they study, and then they wait until the spark dies and the fear wins. But you're not here to wait. You're here to act, to punch through hesitation, to move like clarity itself. No flinch, no delay, just forward. This world owes you nothing. It's not unfair. It's indifferent. It doesn't reward effort. It rewards results. Effort is basic. Everyone tries, everyone wants, everyone talks. But action, relentless, unbreakable action that's rare, that's gold, that's what separates the spectators from the architects. Stop asking how long it will take. Ask how far you're willing to go. If you knew success required 5 years of silence, would you still start today? If you knew no one would cheer, would you still put in the work? If the answer is no, then leave now. You're not built for this. This isn't for the casually curious. It's for the obsessed, the unreasonable, the unshakable, the ones who take rejection like vitamins and pain like fuel. There is no balance. Not here. Not in the beginning. Balance is a luxury earned by those who've already built the machine. Right now, you're in the furnace. You don't balance fire, you burn in it. You learn in it. You rise out of it, forged into someone unrecognizable. That's what you're doing here. You're killing the version of you that was almost. You're replacing it with precision, aggression, hunger. You're not building a dream, you're building a system. A way of operating that doesn't collapse under pressure, that doesn't waver with emotion, that doesn't disappear when life punches you in the face. And that system is built on standards, ruthless, non-negotiable standards, for how you work, how you show up, how you think when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's silent. Most people break not because of pain, but because they didn't expect it. They thought the road would be smooth. They thought passion would carry them. But passion is loud and weak. It screams in the beginning, then fades. Discipline is quiet and lethal. It doesn't care how you feel. It only asks, did you show up? So show up, even when it's ugly, especially when it's ugly. The future isn't built on highlights. It's built in the shadows, in the reps no one counts, in the hours no one sees. You don't get to skip the dirt. You dig in it. You bleed in it. You plant something so deep the world forgets you exist until you rise undeniable. And when you rise, you won't owe them an explanation. You won't need validation, because your work will speak fluently in results. Your energy will speak louder than words. And your presence will carry the weight of every invisible battle you chose to win when quitting was easier. The world remembers the finish line, but champions are made in the first mile. The lonely mile. The mile no one celebrates. That's where it happens. That's where you decide, is this a phase or is this who I am now? Make it identity. Burn it into your bones. You don't try to be disciplined. You are disciplined. You don't attempt consistency. You embody consistency. You breathe it. You bleed it. You build through it. Start thinking like a machine. Not cold but precise. Not emotionless but unshakable. The human version of you got distracted, got offended, got tired, but the evolved version, it doesn't blink. It calculates, it adapts, it recalibrates while others retreat. You're not here to be emotional, you're here to be effective. Effectiveness is a mindset. It says, I don't care how I feel, I care what gets done. It says results over reasons, execution over emotion, forward over everything. That's how you build momentum. One brutal, boring, brilliant repetition at a time, and once it stacks, it doesn't stop. You become inevitable. You become a force that doesn't need hype to move it moves, because motion is all it knows. You'll lose people. You'll outgrow conversations. You'll walk into rooms and feel like a stranger. That's the cost. That's the price of evolution. Comfort with isolation, power in solitude. You're not alone, you're aligned. You're not disconnected, you're ascending. And the air gets thin at the top for a reason. Few can breathe here, fewer can stay. So you breathe different. You train for it. You sharpen your lungs and your mind until thin air feels like home, until hard becomes normal, until the chaos feels calm. That's what this is. That's what you're earning, not applause, not trophies, capacity, grit, range. A mind that can carry weight most people never touch. You don't need hype. You don't need noise. You need one sentence burned into your soul: I do not stop. Every breath you take is a countdown. Every second that passes is a number burned into a fuse you can't stop. And yet most walk like time is infinite. Like they can waste it, kill it, scroll it away, and somehow still win. You will not win if you don't respect time. You don't get more of it. You get sharper with what you haver. You drown in distraction and call it life. So ask yourself, why are you here? And I don't mean what you do. I mean what drives you. What drills through your spine when it's dark and quiet and there's no one to impress. If you can't answer that, then everything you build is already hollow. Because it's not about what you want, it's about what you're willing to give up to become what you must. Purpose doesn't whisper. It doesn't arrive soft. It crashes through your comfort like lightning. It burns illusions. It rewires your nervous system until everything you used to tolerate feels like poison. And once you feel it, really feel it, you can't go back. You can't pretend life is about weekends or applause or being liked. Because now, everything soft feels fake. Everything average feels like suffocation. This is the break point. This is where you stop chasing identity and start carving it. Purpose isn't a path, it's a demand. It demands energy. It demands silence. It demands every lazy impulse be stripped away and burned. Because when you know why you're alive, you no longer tolerate anything that steals from that fire. And make no mistake, life will try to steal it. People will doubt you. Circumstances will break you. You will fail. You will lose. You will crack. But that's the point. That's the process. The break is where you decide, shatter or sharpen. Pain is a forge. You don't escape it. You enter it on purpose. Because pressure is how you earn your edges. And the world only respects edges. Recovery isn't about rest. It's about rebuild. If you fall, stand sharper. If you break, return harder. If you're doubted, execute with such clarity that silence is louder than any defense. Resilience isn't a feeling, it's a system. A refusal to stay small. A refusal to fold. A decision to rise not when it's over, but while it's still hard. You don't bounce back, you break through. You use pain like protein. You turn setbacks into structure. You walk into the storm and rip the lessons out with your own hands. And then you apply. That's the missing piece for most people. They read, they listen, they learn, but they don't apply. Information without execution is just entertainment. Learning is not consumption, it's integration. Real learning changes how you move. It shifts your identity. It sharpens your awareness. If you're reading books but not changing your systems, you're not learning, you're escaping. You don't need more content. You need conviction. You need decisions. You need to apply so brutally that even failure becomes a kind of progress. The future belongs to those who apply with velocity. You hear it, you move, you stumble, you adjust, you run again. Fast, decisive, relentless. Most people hesitate because they want perfect. You don't want perfect. You want progress. You want reps. You want real-world feedback slamming into your ideas until they become weapons. The person who learns fastest wins. Not the one who's smartest, not the one who's praised, the one who applies, analyzes, adjusts, and attacks again without flinching. You become that person, and there is no ceiling. Because now you're not building a life, you're building a system that upgrades itself. That's the move. Make your process smarter than your emotion. Make your discipline louder than your doubt. Make your action so consistent it turns chaos into clarity. Don't ask, will this work? Ask, what am I becoming by doing it? Because the goal isn't the result. The goal is the identity the process builds. And once that identity is forged on who shows up, who finishes, who adapts, who rises, you're no longer chasing success. You're living like someone's success has no choice but to follow. You've come too far to ask how. You've bled too long to ask when. This isn't about arrival anymore, it's about dominance. Occupy your own potential. Don't visit it. Don't flirt with it. Don't dream about it. Live in it. Burn your name into the walls. Make it your home. Make it your operating system. And if the old version of you tries to come back, destroy it. Kill the voice that says maybe. Rip the comfort out by its roots. Softness has no seat at your table. Fear gets no vote. You've sacrificed too much to let the old self sabotage the future you earned. This is war. But not the kind that ends. The kind that evolves. The kind that lives in every repetition, every thought, every moment you want to coast but choose to attack instead. You are not done. You are never done. Because greatness isn't an endpoint, it's a state of being. A rhythm you master. A frequency you live on while the rest of the world stays asleep. And from that place, you don't chase dreams. You extract them. You take what you need. You move like inevitability. You walk into rooms and shift the air without saying a word. That's what happens when your life proves itself. When you no longer have to speak because your results scream. Stop hoping they'll see you. Make yourself impossible to ignore. Build so loud they have to adjust their volume. Move so decisively they have to recalibrate their excuses. Become such a force that when people doubt you, it feels like a joke. Not because you got lucky, but because you made this inevitable. You are the system. You are the fire. You are the one who rewrote the rules while they kept reading the manual. So now don't slow down. Sharpen everything. Your body, your mind, your time. Every habit must serve your future. Every hour must push the mission forward. You are not casual anymore. You are not practicing. You are not becoming. You are. You are the product of decisions that others weren't willing to make. You are the byproduct of reps taken in silence, of sacrifice made without applause, of hours earned in pain while the rest begged for balance. That is who you are now. So carry it. Carry it in your walk, in your voice, in your precision, in your silence. Let them underestimate you, its fuel. Let them mock you, its feedback. Let them doubt you, its proof you're no longer like them. You want to know how this ends? It doesn't. Because when you're forged by fire, there is no finish line. There's only the next level, and the next, and the next. While they sleep, you study. While they complain, you calculate. While they wait, you win. This is not a phase. It's not a hustle. It's not a trend. This is who you are now. You don't just want your future. You earn it. Every damn day.